bum 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 bum.
Right,
change it.
We're going behind the curtain now.
Oh, okay. I thought that's where we were. I was even keeping all the racistness away from me.
Pause that, it'll help. Right, so we'll just wait till we're told we can be heard. I was a bit quiet last week. I listened to it, but apparently I'm always a bit quiet. But I was really quiet last week.
Oh, sound-wise. Let's see who's in. We've got Patrick, Gareth, Bob Clark, Frankenmiser, Chris Morrow, Andy Fairchild. They're packing in. They're loving it.
Tony,
Martin
Bob.
Eccles, Hull Vapor. Lighting, there's another Hull. I like that. Hull, UK Vapor are great, but I don't think you need the UK. There's only one Hull. There's only one Hull. Ibison, Johan, Benzel.
If it was a YouTube, if he's thinking about doing a YouTube thing.
Talking over the image, it's great.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
That's quite clever. Didn't know that.
What's that?
Oh,
David.
Let's see who's got. We've got
David
Patrick,
can hear us.
Clark, Frank, a miser, Chris.
I saw it while we're behind the curtain. I saw a great tweet earlier, and the tweet was, I talked to my friend earlier, and we were talking about conspiracy, like wonks and code idiots, and he called them spreadnecks, and that's all I need to know.
That's quite good. That's quite good. Wow.
I really like that. Fucking hell, he's a spreadneck.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just works, doesn't it?
It does. I like that.
The masks are dissipating, though, aren't they?
Not round here. Weirdly, we had a dip, and then it went, and then people were like, "Get it."
That's because most people are ugly in the face.
You say that, but the uglier thickos were the first ones to whip the mask off, and I was thinking, I think we can all agree that COVID or not, pop it back on.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
well nice to see your ugly face.
Right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the new Ohm Show, Chapter 72. We're back. It's Wednesday. Let's do it.
What the fuck was that?
That's what we do. We're a very up-tempo show now. Joining us this evening is Craig, Mihail, Gary from the old Ohm Show, from the olden days.
OG.
Yeah, when vaping was vaping. Not this far-flung nonsense we do now.
Yeah, none of this pod bollocks.
You just had to get some vegetable glycerin and hold a match to it.
Yeah.
Back then. And those were the days. Don't do that, by the way. But those were the days. We'll reminisce. Well, in fact, we are going to reminisce tonight. We will do some reminiscing later.
In their section, we're going to call "You Must Remember This."
Yes. Or
just make that up.
Wow.
Just Vapefest thoughts.
It's that time of year.
Yes, it very much is that time of year. There's a missing element to this year.
All vapors go into season.
Yeah. This is
early August.
Yeah. This
is
our
patch.
This would usually be our moment, wouldn't it?
Yes. Our perfect moment. With you.
Anyway, Craig's here.
Oh, no.
Nothing wrong with a bit of Martin McCutcheon, is there? That was Martin McCutcheon, wasn't it?
Oh, it was.
Before we go any further, can I just say that is the perfect label for that box behind you.
Direct.
Just to write boxes on boxes.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
What are these? Oh, boxes.
Oh, the direct global trading boxes. There you go.
Excellent.
Globally direct trading.
They certainly are. That. Shout out to them.
Yeah, what's in my drawers? It's now what's in my boxes.
Love a bit of product placement. So Craig's here. That's going to be great. He probably doesn't even know what Master Vapor is, so that'll be interesting later on.
Cables.
A box
full of cables.
And John's here, of course, as well. Just because he somehow knows the Zoom link. Every week.
Zoom tell me. It's going to be Uncle Jeff Zoom. He send it to me.
Yeah, so it's going to be absolutely tremendous. Let's just crack off like we do in the normal way with
I think
drinking.
crack off means something else, doesn't it?
Let's just get spunking. John, what have you got in your hands this evening?
Plaster. Yeah, no. I cut the tip off my thumb, which is bad because I cut that finger first and then I cut my thumb. I cut that finger laughing at the protagonist of the book I was reading. His kids were called Luke and Leia, and I hadn't realised all the way through because he just went to go and get one called Luke, and then he went to go get the other one called Leia later, and then he said, "Don't worry, darling, I'll get Luke and Leia." I laughed at what a cock author would write the protagonist's children as Luke and Leia, and then I cut my finger, and then about 20 minutes later, literally cut the end off my thumb.
Nice. Gus is in chat.
That's quite good. Just a very tip. Gus, bloody hell, wank.
Wow.
And what's in my hand? Well, firstly, I have a Vocation beer. I have this actually. Hop, skip, and juice. It's called.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
One of those, and I've got. It's nice, but it does lack the punch of this badass. Oops. Life and Death, which I've got some of those. I have in my hand. I have actually worked out a fault with this mod, so I'll tell you about the fault. I have the Tech mod with a 16mm wall on top.
That's nice.
It does look good. Do you know it's got a problem? It's got a lock. It's done it again. So the lock is that you hold the two buttons up and down at the same time, as is it. We're all used to that. So you can lock the
key lock.
wattage. Superb. But the problem is the buttons are slightly proud.
Oh, right.
So if you put it in your pocket, it unlocks it.
Do you know what the answer to that is, don't you?
But you use it.
It would go pretty.
Yeah, what the fuck can I do? Buy amp.
No. 5 clicks off, put it in your pocket.
Right.
Take it out your pocket.
No, it is
5
off
clicks
it
on.
does that. No, off it does it.
It does it when it's off.
No, it does it when it's off. I'm going to do it.
That's
Yes.
ridiculous.
Just like to say to Gus, yes, I have moved house. It's quite posh.
It does something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it's doing. It doesn't do it.
I'll just give you a quick peek at the moment. Out of the window, they have got the night lit bowling is on at the moment on the bowling green.
Oh, I'm next to a bowling green. I don't have as good a view as that.
Craig, you can actually commentate from there.
I could shout abuse at them and they'd have to come all the way around the block to get to.
That's good. I like it.
That would go viral on Twitch instantly. My fucking internet is shit tonight.
One of them's going like that. Would that man say up there? Bloody hell.
That would
Sunday.
be really good.
A lot of fighting out there on Sundays.
So I've got that, and that's got lemon crap in it anyway. And then I've got the little poddy. It's not a pod, don't worry about it. It's a Well S with still got Moma in it. And still got the same coil in it. Still Barcelona. Still good. The coil's tiny. It's great. Craig,
Hello.
what are you drinking? What are you
I'm
vaping?
drinking a bottle of Adrian.
Nice.
Nice.
French. I like it. Bit of class.
Yeah, kind of go for the posh water.
It's a vintage as well, isn't it? It's like 2 million years old.
Yeah,
Brewed in the mountains of Afghanistan.
Got opium in it.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's because it's hot as balls. It's really
It's fucking hot.
Moist.
Yeah, it's kind of like all of that rain that we had is kind of being pulled back up and it's kind of gone really heavy.
It was 24 when I came in here.
What we do the questions?
Well, drinking
vaping?
vaping.
Oh well, I'm drinking vape. I've just got the
It's
same.
the quintessential part.
I've got this. It's looking a bit knackered now. It's kind of all
Still works.
dinged up and everything else, but yeah, it's still fine. So the Therion's still going like a champion. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's habitual. I was still using the Basium with a D Pro Mini on the top
Nice.
when I go outside and do that. But I've got down to probably my last 20-30 millilitres of blueberry fluff.
Oh, that's that.
And
I'll send you some samples of some other stuff because you don't want to buy that anymore.
Yeah, I don't really buy much.
No, I know,
Other
but
than-
you want a flavour.
Yeah, it's kind of like I need something, but I'll probably do the cannoli at some point because I do like the cannoli one, so
Oh, I got plenty.
that's really good. But I need to find some. I need to find something that I can salt nick it.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Yeah, and then we'll have about it. Yeah, that's it really. Just that with shitty fucking dinner lady salts in it. Kind of, yeah, that's about it.
I vape salts myself, so you know.
Yeah, I need something that I can kind of use in this that kind of tastes decent.
That's the key. I think their salts are shit as well.
Yeah,
they're good.
Yeah, they're not
I
very
like everybody's got a problem. There's this thing with nicotine salt. When you try to explain what it's about, everybody does the opposite of what it's for. So you kind of go, don't lung at it, but there's no point doing that. You don't get it in 6 that it feels like 3, but then vape just as much as you were vaping before. What it does is it drops the volume you're vaping by vaping a higher nick. That's the idea. So I can vape 2 mil of 50 a day and be fine, rather than vaping, 30 mil of 3.
Yeah, it's when you get the people in shops and go, yeah, I got through 1.5 bottles, 30 mil, like the big bottles, and they kind of go, it's like, what are you doing? It's kind of
Big Tom was 500 mil a day at one point. Don't know what he's on now.
What's he doing? Like, oh, I can't even begin to imagine what he was doing.
500 mil a day.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That doesn't, yeah, it's kind of,
I know what you mean, though. People used to have it as a bit of like a badge of honour, didn't they?
Yeah, how much?
Yeah.
100 mil, what are you doing? 10? 11?
Yeah.
What? Noob?
No. Yeah. So
Yeah, we kind of went through some state. I remember when people were afraid to touch 12 milligram with a finger in case you absorbed it instantly. And now you're like, oh, it's on my finger. And the other one was...
It depends how you like to vape, though. It's all right saying up your nick.
Oh,
and vape
absolutely.
less, but if you just like dripping, then fair play.
Fine. No. Yeah, it's fine. But no, it's the fundamental not understanding of it. I don't get what you're doing. Like because if you get flavourless, if you've got a decent salt nick, it doesn't taste of anything. So what are you doing? Why bother with it? Unless you're using it for something else. Knock yourself out. Go mad, people. Vape your fucking life. But as I say, when you used to, like if I say somebody back in the day, 12 milligram. Whoa, punch the brakes. You could kill you.
And then you had Flitzy anyway.
I beat Fritz now because he's back down now. He's on like 6.
I think more people vaped higher. That you can't even get 12 in a shop now.
Yeah, I mean you can still get up to the limit.
You can get the little ones, but
yeah,
you
just don't push it close because if their measuring's out, and I remember Jay Bigglesworth titrating a load of nicotine that he got sent from a supplier, and it turned out it was 170% stronger than was advertised after he kind of
there was loads of that back in the day.
Yeah, it's really, really, really bad. So yeah, you have to be a bit careful. Anyway, Richard, what free bits of shit that you're still getting are you vaping on these days?
The free stuff. It's all small pods and stuff these days. So the free stuff ends up in the car. So I don't have that on me right now, but I still have some free stuff from when I used to do stuff. I got the Drag 3 with the Screamer, and in there is Fantasy Watermelon.
Oh, look at that for a pretty blatant rip-off of a...
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, come on, Fanta, up your game.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're back to that again.
If I just do that.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Court case on the way.
Come on.
And then we gone. Then they've changed the
care.
name. Yeah, the fucking label's worth less than... Yeah, don't worry about it. Never getting nicked for that.
The Gua with the recoil. I have Fanta mango.
Oh, nice.
Mango in that one. That's great, in a way. And then in the Dead Rabbit on the Gaia, I have Mary's Kitchen Lemon Madeira Cake, the last of that.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It's all right. It's pretty good.
Dries you out, doesn't it, Madeira cake?
Can do, yeah. Get you spotty, but that's not the juice. So that's that. I'm about to start. I had a little cheeky cider. Always start with it. Always start with a shit one.
Oh yeah, the cider made him go out of focus there.
And now moving on to a.
Zoom just went.
I think it's originally American.
Bud.
Don't know actually if it is American or not.
You're drinking Bud for the point of it. You're a knob. You are a knob. Like it's not even a win for that. You're a knob. That's just pointless.
I don't know if anyone else has tried this. I'm gonna give it a whirl. They're calling it the King of Beers.
Kayak beer, don't they?
King of Beers.
Kayak beer.
It's got to be good.
Where is that? Only in one country is that the King of Beers.
It's called kayak beer, because it's very close to water.
Hey.
It is.
How much do you pay for that? I remember that was 8 cans for a £5. I mean, fuck knows.
4.5.
Oh, they give you the £5.
They lowered it.
What is it? It used to be 5, wasn't it?
Must have lowered it because of some sort of Scottish taxation rules.
Ah, they've been doing loads of that though. Even, I mean, good thing is that already tastes like piss, so you haven't really do any damage.
It doesn't actually taste as good as it used to.
That is saying.
Yeah.
The thing is, you got to drink it as fast as humanly possible because it goes flat immediately.
Oh no, I don't mind.
Somebody was asking. There you go. It's an MC 707.
So I've got
the old MC 707.
After that, I've got this.
The nice one. Oh God, the nice one is eel. Just 1 second. Oh, what's up? I haven't got any space, you see, so I can't put anything with it. But I've got one of.
Craig has already gone rogue.
He's gone.
He's gone wildly off script.
Somebody was asking what we've got.
Yeah, are you still messing around with that stuff? Then are you already over it?
I haven't got any space to put it out at all. So
Come on.
I need to.
You live on your own.
What?
You live on your own.
Yeah, but I don't want to live in a hovel like I used to before. It's kind of like it's John. You know, John has seen where I live, and Mrs. John has done a wonderful job of decorating it.
There must be some way you can sneak a table.
No,
Come on.
It's not that big a place. You know, I pay for quality. I don't need lots.
Have you got a bath and a shower?
I've got 2 bathrooms.
There you go.
I would say the same thing because none of this shit behind me is mine. In front of me on the desk, I can see the fucking desk, which I've never done before I had this nice area. And then my wife decided to buy furniture to sell to other people, and then that happened.
I'm afraid we've already solved the problem. You've said you've got 2 bathrooms. Problem solved. One of the bathrooms becomes
DJ booth in one of the bathrooms.
Yeah, like I can put electrics on the.
Have you got is your bedroom en suite?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the only one you need for that then. So
Classy.
the other one becomes the sound booth.
I was so chuffed when you took that. There was quite a background thing about the flat, which I'm sure Craig won't mind me saying, but we were chatting. I was like, leave that fucking house, man. Just fucking leave. My argument was it doesn't suit you at all.
I think it's more important than ever to be happy where you're at, isn't it?
Yeah.
Working from home and all that.
You look like you fit there.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone from, I've got like 2 televisions now and stuff like that. And, and a proper Italian leather sofa and all the other shit. It's quite smart now.
Those Italian cows with their smooth backs.
Yeah. It was late delivery.
My dad talks sense every so often. He'll say things like you don't want a shit bed. Like that's the worst thing you can have. Just spend money on a bed. Somebody says, yeah,
well, you spend half your life in them.
Like 50 quid. I get that this was 500 quid. It's only 50 quid, right? It was never 500 quid. Just get a decent bed. And the other thing is, you're not supposed to hate going to work. That's a really huge thing. You're not supposed to stress out. Bless you.
COVID.
You can go. Everyone's a bit of a dick or blah, but you're not actually supposed to kind of drag yourself through the door, going, "I hate this shithole." That's quite a bad idea. Look for a different job. Are we going to do the news?
Real world news first.
Real world news.
What do you think of the Taliban slowly taking control of Afghanistan?
Uh,
They're nearly up to 2001 now, aren't they? Like that was 20 years. It's just pointless.
They reckon within 60 to 90 days they're going to have the capital. So
they've taken 50%, haven't they?
it was all America's fault anyway, because they went over there and built a fucking great big dam which raised the water table, and all of a sudden in the middle of the fucking desert, poppies appeared. So it's kind of well played, America. You know.
I think it would have been a hotly contested place anyway.
Do you reckon we're going back? I think we're going back. I have a funny feeling.
No, we won't.
We won't get back in time, will we?
We won't.
Not in time. No, not now. I mean,
not until we have not until we have a Republican president, we'll go back.
I don't know. We do need some more Paralympians, don't we?
Can't we give the Taliban COVID?
Well,
yeah, could do. Send it over.
I've
got it.
The Taliban
I've got
COVID.
It. Send Boris Johnson over there, because that shit and Boris Johnson go together like.
Boris will sort it if he wants.
They'll have a new variant within days.
I don't know. I think it's really sad, isn't it? Really, because if it literally just goes in the way it looks like it's going, it's all been for nothing, hasn't it?
You know, Richard Jacks kind of hit on it a little bit in chat there. Afghanistan is the graveyard of empires. No one's ever beaten them. Like, long term, just never. Russians tried? No.
Yeah, Americans tried.
Okay, there you go.
They moved over there with their little homemade city of nice little white picket fences while they built everything, and then got kicked out, basically. 20
years, and the death over 20 years for nothing. It's fucking mental.
I'm going to explain Boyle's law to Gus. I'm going to have to look up Boyle's law on fucking Google now. It's something to do with liquids, isn't it?
Anyway.
Next up.
What do you think about the UN climate report placing us in climate code red?
What I can't understand is the shrieking grief of twats thing. Before the report came out, who the fuck was thinking we were doing well with it? I don't understand it. I saw so many social media videos yesterday of people going, "Oh my god, I just read the report." What were you expecting? It's like having a div kid getting called in, getting their GCSE results, and you go, whoosh, "The fuck, you got an F!" Like the kid who walks into the door on the way every day, and you go, "Paul, it's Paul."
It's like weighing fat kids at school. We've weighed little Johnny, and he's massive. Yeah, we know he is. He has 2 breakfasts.
He pops when he goes out the front door.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
We don't engage. But the problem is we don't engage with things that will really make a difference, and we don't do anything to corporations who ignore it.
I think that it's astonishing that there's still quite a large proportion that don't really buy into it.
But there's no point. I will say
because the Earth has warmed up before.
Can I ask one question? Which is, what you're talking about again?
Climate code red. That was just the UN report has put us in climate code.
I've always taken the view on this, which is that there's four paths that you kind of go down, which are you either do something about it and it doesn't happen, you do something about it and it does happen, you don't do anything and it doesn't, and you don't do anything and something does happen. The only logical path that you can follow is you may as well do something, because the other options that are bad suck really bad.
But the thing is, there's this thing of it doesn't make any. I agree with the people not engaging, but saying, the public, there's people who go, "I don't wash out my yogurt pots, I just put everything in a black bin." They don't matter. They're just fucking side. Don't worry about it. And you doing it, which happy, put all the plastic shit in. It doesn't do a fucking thing.
What about the school of thought that no matter what we do on this tiny island, if China don't fall into line, then
it's the same thing, because I'm talking about massive corporations. Unless they engage too, it's fucking done.
Yeah, the only way that you're going to make people kind of be more environmentally friendly is to make it more environmentally friendly when you deliver it. So sticking bananas in a plastic bag is the obvious one.
Yeah. Oh, there's loads. Why aren't we reusing little things like wind?
I would go one further with bananas. Don't ship them.
And we've got a few million years left, Gus, before we get into.
If you're in a place that doesn't grow bananas, you can't have them.
But like Coke in a glass bottle.
How do you like that?
And the glass bottle gets reused and filled with Coke. Makes way more sense. Like we backed away from a perfectly reasonable idea. It was fine.
I'm doing my part.
But why do they, paper bags? Why don't we just bring those in? The plastic bag being 10p didn't do anything. Just get more and more bollocks.
It's a worry. It is a worry though, because I mean, it is not looking good, is it?
Yeah, I mean,
we're a decade from certain towns being underwater.
Well, some of them kind of I wouldn't miss, but I mean,
I reckon that Venice will go first.
But I mean, for your kids, Richard, yeah, it's going to be fucking terrible. But at the same time, I think it's eventually it's going to become uninhabitable in certain places, like the Indian subcontinent's going to become uninhabitable.
Like that Mel Gibson film, What a World.
Yeah, there'll be
drinking our own piss.
Millions of people going all having to move out.
Was it Arizona this year that hit temperatures that were like ridiculous, like 58 or some stupid shit? Like people were actually just dying of the heat.
Death Valley, I mean, that's 56, I think. 56.
No, but I mean,
Sicily has recorded 49 Celsius today.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you mean Seattle and places like that had the heat
crazy.
down.
I was in Turkey once, and it was just 42. We stayed in this town, and we came out. We were walking around. We were like, "Oh, this is really nice," because we thought it was quite touristy, but there was no one there around, and we were like, "Oh, that's quite good." So we had nice cream. We had a wander around, and then about 7 o'clock. Turns out every cunt in the universe was out there on holiday. Just they're not dumb as shit enough to go for a walk in 42 degrees. Because you don't do that, because you might not come back. Which we didn't realise.
I can't remember what the exact temperature is. Is it 36 degrees and 100% humidity? Your body can't cool itself properly. Just that you don't get many places where you get that combination of humidity plus the...
No, yeah. Because you get 100% in Thailand, but it rarely gets like above 36. Yeah. What does everybody think?
What's in the vaping world, John?
Oh, let's go. I was getting relaxed into a bit of... Just going to go, yeah. We're just going to talk about the news all night.
If I can explain my nose thing, I went swimming with Molly today.
Right.
And she's working on her grade 5 swimming. One of the things is you have to do a roll in the water. And so we were doing that. And loads of water went up my nose. And it's caused some sort of reaction.
Oh, nice. What do you mean? You lie, on your front and have to turn over on your back?
No, just in the water you do a forward roll.
Oh, sorry.
You know, like proper swimmers do when they get to the edge?
Yes.
To go again.
Oh, brilliant.
Yes, how old's Molly now? How old's Molly?
8.
Jesus.
She can do a proper butterfly swim. I can't do that.
Did you warn her it will never be of any use?
No, I'm not telling her. She loves it.
All
of it is crap. If it was up to me, they'd just be swimming up and down until they drown.
Yeah, it's just I was talking to Mrs. John about this during the Olympics because the commentator was like, and next up we've got the 200-meter backstroke. It's like, who the fuck is doing that? And
if you crash in a plane.
What, you're going to backstroke it?
In the ocean, and you've got a long way to go, it's good to have that up your sleeve.
Oh, you fuck. You just be
when
around
you get
the
tired.
circle.
You're not going to do that. You're going to grab onto the fucking plane.
It's bollocks, isn't
No,
it?
the plane's disappeared.
Mrs. John used to swim for the county on occasion, and I said, "Did you ever do backstroke?" And she went, "No." Do I look fucking stupid? Which I totally agree with. Because when they go, okay, it's freestyle. You can do whatever you want. Every fucker's doing front crawl. No,
but only because it's a race.
Well, so what's the fuck?
What's the point? It's like the 400 metres when they go round and round in circles.
Because when you crash in the Atlantic Ocean, it's not a race, it's a marathon.
What's this?
Yeah, I mean, I can understand if you're going to, not turning around and going back. It's kind of like I got 100 metres away from the plane and then I did a forward roll and then I swam all the way back. It's kind of like, you need to figure something out. It's like they're running around a circuit. I don't get it. What should have is they should have like an Olympic
Run
corner
as far
shop.
as you can.
Yeah, no, an Olympic corner shop, and everybody's got to go away and get a food order or some milk or something, and then they've got to run
I
back.
just think they should just keep running until they can't, and they just go, "Where do you get to? Bedford." Way!
Well done.
I'd watch that. I mean,
Morning,
pause,
guys.
but I'd watch the last half hour.
Are we
Right.
talking about vaping?
We are. Vaping news. It's already up.
What is it?
This is from Medical Life Sciences.
Oh,
So we know it's going to be good. When you've got a great name like that, you know it's going to be good. The risk that both tobacco and electronic cigarettes can pose to regular smokers' health has been well documented. But a new UCLA study illustrates just how quickly vaping can affect the cells of even healthy, younger non-smokers. The study published on Monday in the JAMA Pediatrics showed that a single 30-minute vaping session, do what that is, can significantly increase the cellular oxidative stress which occurs when the body has an imbalance between free radicals, molecules that cause damage to cells, it is, and antioxidants which fight free radicals. Right.
good band name.
Let's go to the study. There we go. Just find out. I'm going to listen out for when Craig thinks the study could have flaws.
Okay.
From the current study, 32 male,
Oh God.
female.
Oh no. No, don't go there. You've done it already. At the moment you
That
said
was what I was waiting for. That was what I was waiting for.
32.
32 male and female study participants.
Yeah, but if it happened to them all,
who ranged in age from, we can't happen to them all because they were divided into 3 groups. So now
so 7.
10
Right.
ish. They were divided into 3 groups: 11 non-smokers, 9 regular tobacco cigarette smokers, and 12 regular e-cigarette users. They collected immune cells from each individual before and after half-an-hour vaping sessions to measure and compare changes in oxidative stress among the groups. The researchers performed the same process during a control session in which the participants spent 20 minutes sham vaping or puffing on an empty straw. This study is so fucking bad because we know that when you inhale anything, doesn't matter what the fuck it is, you could be in a cloud of flour, you could be near the barbecue, right? When you do that and you introduce something that's not native to your body, you get a stress reaction.
Yep, like
But
that.
how long that lasts for is really important. Does it do any lasting
Were
damage?
one of the
We're talking
groups
about-
smokers?
Yeah, one of the groups was smoking.
How many died out of the smoking group?
No.
All of them instantly.
We were
Massive
surprised by the
explosion.
gravity of the effect that one vaping session can have on healthy young people. The brief vaping session was not dissimilar to what they may experience at a party. That's passive is not true at all.
Oh, you,
No, that's not true.
Rufus makes a great point in chat. Even Family Fortunes ask more people.
yeah,
And he put Family Fortune survey is more in depth. Yes, true.
yeah,
We asked 100 people.
yeah,
We have
And
70
it's
more
really
people than the
really-
latest study.
yeah.
I was making this joke with somebody recently about this is just as a thing, but you should always find the paper they're talking about, and because it has right at the top, it'll have you how many subjects are in it. Totally ignore it. Like when you're talking about something like vaping, you want 10,000. Like fuck 30, you want 10,000. If you want about 10,000, that seems reasonable to
Not
me.
made of money.
Just you could just ask people to do it at home. It doesn't really matter. I saw a recent study about the effects of marijuana on people with arthritis, and I'm not even joking when I tell you this. There was 50 people in the study. There was a placebo, there was the control, and then there was the people who were given cannabis. 12 people were disqualified before the study had even begun. You're like, it's weed! It's weed! Why the fuck is this study so small? The only reason it could possibly be small is because it's bollocks. Like, then why the fuck would you try to control it?
What did the 12 people get disqualified for? Selling that weed?
No, they were smoking too much.
They swallowed the straw.
Yeah. Yeah.
The 12 people disqualified in the weed thing had
They,
smoked weed
they missed it
outside.
because they were late because they were battered.
They were well, no,
The straw
they
at
were
the
only-
nose.
They were only supposed to smoke weed a certain amount of times a day, but they weren't. They were just getting high as shit, like in the in-between times. They got disqualified from that. Bad news, Jeff. Yeah, what? Who's this?
Any side effects? My wife left me and I got sacked.
How are you feeling about the arthritis?
Great.
Have I got arthritis? I can't remember. Check.
I don't know. I don't get up anymore.
Honestly, whenever he tells you these things that do this, go and find the studies that it's based on. It is funny as shit. There's so few people in these studies.
Next.
Next, we've got the mirror. And this is actually, I quite like this because it kind of leads down a path. Right, so it says, the headline is smoking bans don't work, nor will cracking down on vape and cigarette sales. The World Health Organization's tobacco-free initiative aims to speed up the gradual transition to a smoke-free world. And yet, for some reason, it's also opposed to vaping, the safe alternative to smoking, which is the best tool we have for helping people quit cigarettes. It is clear then that the WHO doesn't actually care about making people healthier. In reality, it just wants to accumulate more political control and centralise power over healthy policy. Worryingly, our politicians are now starting to listen to the WHO's harmful anti-vaping rhetoric. New Health Secretary Sajid Javid is reportedly weighing up introducing new restrictions on vaping to help reach the government's target on making the country smoke-free by 2030.
What's the thing with fucking car engine?
Barbecues.
Oh, idiot.
But I really like the fact that they just went in, like, boot first, and were just going, no, this is...
Electric barbecues.
Yeah.
That's where we need to go.
Do your own coils.
Yeah.
I really like the idea. But I kind of just like the fact they went in for who. Because, I mean, if you haven't seen what WHO do in the last 18 months, I do not know what the fuck you've been looking. Like, they are fucking mental. They've come out with... And the other thing is...
No ban of anything ever has ever worked.
No.
Look at that town that banned dancing. I mean, they were fucking dancing like fucking crazy. I don't even think they liked dancing before they were told they weren't allowed to dance.
I think it was last week on the TV.
I don't know where that town was. Saw the
you
documentary.
know those moments you have like an out-of-body experience? There was a bit where they'd got Patel and Bojo were on the TV, and it said, what's that little fuckface's first name? Sorry, Patel. Pretty.
Apt.
It just said,
Because she's a looker.
I was listening to something. I'm not into bestiality. I was watching this thing, and it said, today Boris Johnson and Priti Patel launch a new war on drugs. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Darling, the time machine's fucked up. I don't know what's going on. What the fuck are we
He's turned
doing?
into the boss from IT Crowd.
Stop.
Every day marches into the office with a new war.
I was like, no, war on fucking drugs. Reagan from the grave. Where
I was just thinking he's obviously read a Reagan article somewhere and just seen Nancy doing it. Just say no.
Afghanis are like Taliban, drugs. Oh.
Yeah. We're launching a new war on. Come on.
Taliban. Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
Next week they'll be doing the same. Oh, obesity. Oh, fucking hell, come on. Let them be fat. I love it. Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, that was that. And I had to, this is kind of exactly the same story, the next story. But it's the Daily Mail. I wanted to show you what happened.
Oh, wow, okay. So that was the Mirror.
Here we go with the Daily Mail. It's exactly the same. They've got the same source material. Now, under 21s may be banned from buying cigarettes and flavoured vapes under plans to make UK smoke-free by 2030. Here we go. Under 21s, I'll just show you. You'll see how fast they back out of their own bullshit. Under 21s could face bans from buying cigarettes and flavoured vapes as part of plans to curb smoking. It was claimed today. Hi, can I have a watermelon vape? No. Why? Flavoured. You can have no flavour. Okay, I'll have that. Health Secretary Sajid Javid is thought to have considered the move to help reach the government's goal of the country becoming smoke-free by 2030. But Whitehall sources told the Daily Mirror he remained sceptical about raising the age limit.
Thought of a brilliant name.
Wow.
You know, like Tories like their snappy catch and campaigns. Jab it with Javid.
What?
Jab it with Javid.
Jab it with Javid. It's not bad.
To get the youngsters vaccinating.
That'll definitely do it. Anyway, they're not going to raise the age from 18 years old. So it's like they kind of went, they're going to do this. Like, so
I thought
third
6 were
paragraph.
21. I thought 6
No,
were
18.
Oh my god.
18. But it was how fast they backed out of it. They're definitely saying this. Javid, you're going to put it up to 21? Nah. Okay. Ooh, why say it then?
A fucking idiot of a bloke.
What
Who
we
is
need
Javid?
is Boris to go to war
He is
on smoking.
We're going to war. Yes!
Taliban smoking.
Yeah, barbecues.
Outdoor heaters.
We're going to war.
They should know, actually. Oh.
On vaccines. Ah.
Oh.
They're the guy, they're the chief executive from the Oxford. Oh, it's really funny. You know, when there's like somebody gets interviewed who's really important, I'm just going to do this, like pretend, but I'm going to just move the mic. There was the guy from Oxford, from the Oxford AstraZeneca, and he this is what he said yesterday. It made no headlines. No headlines, none. He said, sorry, you want to get a herd immunity? With Delta, you're never going to get it. And then he said, what you should do is, instead of giving people booster jabs, give all the booster jabs away to countries that can't afford vaccinations, and then let's not breed any more variations of this fucking disease. And like every paper today went, did he say so? I don't think so. I don't think he said anything. I think he said we're doing really well.
Yeah.
And we should carry on what we're doing. I don't think he said that at all. I think what he said was, fuck this.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Yeah, it was fucking mental. Oh, and it was the other thing was that he basically said, which is, you know, if you're anti-jab and you're like 60, get a co-op funeral fund. Get one done now.
Who, Javid said that?
No, the guy from Oxford. Like, it's just, you are... And once you get over 70, there's a 10% chance you're going to die. He said, he was talking about the deaths from AstraZeneca, like they were talking about lots of stuff like deaths from AstraZeneca. So there's a 1 in, you could cross the road all day, every day for 2,700 years, and you get run over once. Without vaccination, you could cross the road 10 times and you'd get run over once and killed.
Yeah.
They're not measurable against each other.
Yeah.
2,720 years.
No, it doesn't matter.
Die.
You just got, but Karen on Facebook said that, and
Oh, fair dues. Andy's
me
saying
and Paul, basically, me and Paula are not going to be leaving our houses for about the next decade. That's what's going to happen.
Oh well. Okay, moving along.
Oh, he said the Guardian reported it, but nobody reads the Guardian anymore.
No, it's too big.
It's
too wordy.
It's too left wing. That's the problem.
Too
John
many
knows.
words in it.
John knows.
The only people that read it are retired public servants. Yeah, so that was that. That was the vaping news and the world news.
I'm getting him a link.
Craig, what's new with you, Craig?
Fuck all, mate.
Looking forward to Christmas?
What? No.
Going anywhere nice on your holidays?
Not much is due. I went to the dentist to have the tooth extracted, and they managed to snap it while it's taking it out, and the half of the root is still in, so I've got to go in and have it operated on to get the other half.
Fucking fantastic.
The thing out. So I wasn't very happy with the dentist when he said, "Yeah, the waiting list currently 7 weeks for that." So
was it painful or is it all right?
It's all right. It's kind of it's.
Leave it be then.
But you know when you have a tooth out and you kind of got the hole there, but after a couple of weeks, the hole goes. This one's here all the time now, so it's like just every dinner time you kind of go washing your mouth.
Is that because the nerve is that because the root's still there?
The root's still there, yeah. The very
so once they pull that, it will just shut.
Yeah. So it's kind of half of it's shut and the other half hasn't. So it's kind of that's what I've got with that. And then I had a good one actually, which was I went to have a blood test.
We're tense because they cracked your tooth. We don't know what a good one is. Like, no. He put his finger on my arm. Ripped off my arm. Lovely.
No, I went for a blood test and sat down in the chair, perfectly all right, needle and arm. I watched it go in. I've got no problem with any of that kind of stuff. Watched them draw the blood, everything fine, and then she pulls the needle out, and fuck me, did it hurt like hell, right?
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm kind of started feeling a bit dizzy, and thinking, God, something's not right, I've currently got my arm in the air because she said, "Oh, put it in the air if it hurts really bad." I mean, it really, really hurt when she pulled it out. And I'm kind of leaning forward. She says, "Oh, do you want a drink or something?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." And I got my bottle out of my bag and then had a drink and then sat there. And she looked around and I was looking a bit worse again and said, "Oh, just lean back for a minute. Just put your head back on the chair." Next thing you know, I wake up and I'm surrounded by nurses in the hospital.
Oh dear.
I've gone, just completely gone. So it's a vasovagal syncope, I think it's called, which is fainting.
Oh.
So I ended up fainting, and apparently it's a combination of triggers that.
Well, I will say what she did though is probably accidentally pull it out, because if having given blood quite a few times, if they do it at an angle, it's fucking painful.
Yeah, it really, I mean, really. I've had a couple where they've taken them out and it's stung a little bit.
Yeah.
Never on the way in does it hurt, but on the way out, and it was really, really bad.
Did you have a lovely big bruise afterwards?
I've still got the mark up where it was. I've still got a little bit of a mark where it was, and that's 2 weeks ago. From
so yeah, they did a shit job.
But the best part apparently was that the first thing I said when I came to was, "That was brilliant."
Again, do the other arm.
All of these nurses all stood around me. Normally people are panicking like mad about what happened, and I'm like, "No, I was dreaming. It was really good." It was kind of like, and I'd gone and started dreaming and everything.
I heard the best joke ever from that today. I was reading a thing about a girl who she had COVID, and they had they had to put her in an induced coma, and they put her on a respirator thing. And when she came to, imagine having the fucking brain to do this. As she came to, her first words when the nurse was like, "Can you hear me?" She shouted, probably croaked, "It says DNR on my notes." Amazing. She said it was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. She looked like she had died. The nurse is like, "What the fuck?"
That's epic.
Oh my god, she was like 33. That was the first thing, like coming round, and the subconscious goes, "Say this."
She might have meant it.
Right, Richard, you need to do me a favour, right? You need to send Devil Vapor a link, the Zoom link.
No, it can't, because we're about to do Master Vapor.
Yeah. No, you can join anyway. I'm going to have a discussion with Devil Vapor.
Master Vapor first.
I
don't know if he wants to join.
He will, because he's a fame whore. That's why, that's why we're all here.
Have you been keeping tabs on the UK's hottest quiz show?
Is it bollocks?
Oh, for fuck! I don't watch this shit.
No, I understand. Well, basically, we've got a brand new quiz show and we ask every guest every week some questions, and then they go on the leaderboard with their score. So we're going to ask. You've got a minute, mastermind styley, to answer as many vape questions as you can.
Right, go on then.
It'll go way there, because we have given this now a bit of more thought. It'll go between the two. We'll
keep swapping.
I hope it reflects the fact that I haven't vaped for 2 years.
No,
does it bollocks? The questions are the questions.
Oh.
If you don't know, say pass.
Okay.
Don't you just waste your own time.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's only a minute, and it goes quite fast.
I will say, I was told your first question should be what is heat flux, and then you would get no.
That'd be it.
You'd run out of time.
Yeah, no, the show would run out of time. I think that's what would happen. I'd just keep going.
The leaderboard, as it stands so far, Shrek Vapes is first with 3 points.
Oh, 3, I thought it was 2.
Joint second, we've got Savage Simon on 2 points and Devil Vapor on 2 points.
All right, okay.
So there's still a chance to actually top that leaderboard quite comfortably if you're ready to delve into deep water.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So are you ready? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Are you ready, Craig?
Yeah, go on then.
Your chosen subject is vaping. And your minute begin. Are you going the first question, John?
I'll go first so you can start it.
And your time starts now.
What was the name of the vape mix held twice in Doncaster?
Oh, pass.
What was the name of Vaping Vic's world-renowned mouth-to-lung RTA?
Pass.
What was the name of Watofo's first RDA?
Oh, pass.
What was the best mod of 2019 according to the EC Click Awards?
Oh, it's going to be a Vupu drag or something.
What year did the Evolve DNA 30 come out?
2016.
What was P. Basada's famous catchphrase?
Pass.
The Trillium and the Rose were made by whom?
Edomos.
According to the Vape Snob website, what is the most essential accessory for any keen vapor?
Cotton.
What was the width of the Golden Greek, the Telemachos, whatever, armed
Telemanov.
Armed eagle? What was the
Start
width?
so you finish.
What was the what again? Say the question.
What was the width? What was your
Of the Golden Greek Telemachos
diameter?
Armed Eagle RTA.
24 millimeters.
Okay, stop the clock. Okay.
You're going to kick yourself on this.
I am, because I know it's already tasted. Can I taste your juice?
Yeah, that was it.
It's
That
from
was that
Sardo.
That was that
So,
one.
because that was from a porn film. that line is from a porn film. If you play the whole scene, it's really not good.
Right. The meet in Doncaster was the Vape Collective.
Well, that's right.
Didn't you go?
Yeah. Yeah, and it was the one where, right, what happened was Damien went up to, well, first of all, we all had a mad party in some strange pub in Lee Irish's bedroom, and it got covered in doner kebabs, which was that was hilarious. But the other thing that happened was Damien went up to the burger van and said, can I have a burger with 3 burgers and a cheeseburger with 3 burgers in, please? And he went, yeah, not a problem. Or it might have been just a double, sorry. I think it's a double. And he went, yeah, we'll sort you one out. And you add onions and everything on it. Then Damien Fairhurst heard that Damien had ordered one of these, and he thought, I'll go and get one of them. He walked up to him and he went, can I have a double cheeseburger with like cheese and onions on it? And he went, sorry, mate, we don't make those. And it's like, yeah, my mate had one. And he said, no, sorry, we don't do them. And the thing that came out of his mouth was, do you know who I am?
Yeah, and Damien went on to get absolutely hammered.
It was like, to a burger van, he did this. He played the do you know who I am to a burger van. So.
We've got to kind of rinse you on the shame. What was the name of the Vaping Vic's world-renowned MTL RTA?
My RTA.
Your RTA?
Yeah.
Vaping Vic, that's me.
I can't even remember the name of that.
Saver.
Oh, right. I can't remember. All right, one of the questions, right, and this is probably on there, right, and I was going to refuse to answer it if it came on. John asked me, what's the name of Mark Todd's dog?
No, because we weren't going to ask. That's why I asked it.
And I forgot.
You did.
That's
the
quite,
name
that's
of
a barometer.
Watofo's
Yeah.
first RDA was a troll.
Was it the troll? Yeah. Wow.
The best mod.
The lush was afterwards.
They didn't. They brought out 3 within 3 months, but they hadn't done a single one before that.
Right.
The 2019 best mod was the Aegis Legend.
See, I wouldn't care because it wasn't the best mod.
No,
of
I think that's
2019.
fair. I think that's fair. I wouldn't have got you. I wouldn't have expected you to
No,
get that
because
one.
it's, and I would argue that it's kind of like, you know, because I'm an elitist. I'll put quotes around it. I would argue that's definitely not true.
What year? Do you want another go at this? What year did the Evolve DNA 30 come out?
Well, there was the 20 before that.
Yeah.
And then the 30 came out, I think it would have been, it's either 2014, 2015. I think 15 is probably the answer.
2014.
14.
Yeah.
Was it 14? I know the Uber 2 came out in not long after John did the prototypes for it, and that was January 2015, I think it was.
Do you remember the two mods that it launched with?
The Zen was. One was the
The
Zen.
Flask and the Vapor Shark and the Zen as well.
I was going to say
the Zen
Shark,
was a bit
yeah.
unofficial,
The
but
Shark, yeah.
Yeah, because the Zen came out, and then
Such a piece of shit. The Zen was so pretty and such
Yeah.
a bag of shit at the same time.
Yeah,
I remember
I
I
liked
waited
it.
so long to get it, and there's so many. The resistance drop, it was so shit. The voltage drop across the connections was horrifying.
yeah.
It was so gorgeous.
The
It was
Vape
like
accessory
Art Deco.
that everyone should have according to the Vape Snob magazine website, the Precision Screwdriver set.
See, that's bollocks, right? I'm not being funny, but that's utter bollocks, right? You do not need a precision screwdriver set.
You do.
No, you don't. You just need a screwdriver.
I would say it's a handy accessory. I wouldn't say it's the number one.
No.
It's
The most important
No.
accessory.
I tell you what it is.
It's a pair of tweezers. It's a pair of tweezers. Although,
Yeah, tweezers, and then it'd be side snip, side snip.
yeah, I'd say tweezers are probably more important. But then I would have said an ohm tester would have probably been the most important thing.
Yeah, well,
Because
what else? You got Eden mods, right?
Gonna try and find that article. It's really good.
And the.
I only remember 'cause-
Sorry, I can't remember how to say that. I forgot.
I only remember Eden mods just because of Andy Hobbs threatening to throw me through a window.
Oh, the Golden Greek RTA, 23mm.
Yeah, I thought it'd be something a bit weird because he always didn't follow 22s. You see,
Yeah,
which is why
he
I
was
didn't
one
say
of
20.
a few guys that sort of almost deliberately had his own size, so that his own
Oh,
stuff
Ineo
looked
was
good
just-
on. Yeah.
Yeah, he you know, if
Gus is asking in chat, did Zen use snide DNAs? He didn't. They were revolve boards, weren't they?
I think so, yeah.
I think they were revolve boards. I
You
don't
know
think
what?
anyone was doing snides in the Zen.
No, there were only those ones that came out. I mean, the other one to look for was the Hana mods. Were
Yeah.
pretty early as well.
Yeah, you're right.
So the Hanas, but the lot of the Hana got cloned pretty heavily because that was one of the.
That was such a weird thing. Like it had, like the idea was there,
It's brilliant.
like, but the tack switch, like, was
Yeah.
so shit.
Yeah, you can't
As
use
a
those little.
fireman, it's just
yeah.
in your thumb all the time.
Yeah, but
it's like
it was
having
a-
to bite you.
It was a built-in battery mod that had a proper battery inside. They always could have fixed that door so that you could
Yeah.
actually switch your battery.
Yeah,
Well,
just
some
to
of the
get rid
clones
of
were
that
better.
tack switch. Everyone was using dome tacks, I remember. And I remember kind of saying to people, stop using a 5p switch on a £200 mod. You're taking.
Oh, Richard, when we used to look after Artisan, and it was like that used to be the thing where it'd be like the moment you saw a tack switch, it was immediately like, no. You're charging 500 quid for it. For a nice bit of stabilised wood with a tack switch bummed on the side. Like that.
They were what everyone used for a while.
Yeah,
I
'cause
know,
I
but
like
there was
split.
no. But even if you used the tack, but you covered it with it, you could just use cover. There was no reason for the tack to ever be showing.
Yeah,
It was so shit. And for like, you could get like a bag of the fucking switches for like £3, and just bollocking people for doing it. Stop doing this. It's fucking. It looks shit.
So you
I remember
either
a couple
got
of
you either
times-
got one or two right. We'll have to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Judges.
I didn't expect to.
You get on the star-studded wall of heroes though for.
I am the equivalent of Michael Gambon when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a corner naming after me.
We'll put wet in brackets
Well,
because of your lack of up-to-dateness in the
my
vape scene.
AVL.
Excuse me.
It's turning into quite a brutal quiz, but it's not intended to be. I think it's so much easier to read this stuff than remember it.
I think the other bit is, well, my memory's, it's kind of very, very different. I was kind of a bit away from it. I've forgotten an awful lot of it as well. So it's kind of out of the way. But it was, I was an elitist. You see, so it was kind of different kind of thing.
We'll try and mix it up, but that went all right. I think went all right.
Austin in chat said the Zen legit DNA 30 was 18500. Clones were DNA 3040 and they were 18650.
It did get cloned, yeah, but it was obvious what was
right.
wrong.
Yeah,
it was.
And the other thing was you could buy the extension tube, couldn't you? So if your Zen didn't fall over enough, you could extend it to 18650 so it fell over all the time.
Yeah, that looked ridiculous.
Yeah, it kind of went down like that and then
it just fell the fuck over. It was so fucking.
Have you two got the feed up?
Oh no,
somebody did make one that made like an L shape, a bit like the Sunbox made one that was very, very similar kind of L-shaped design. I can't remember the name of it now.
It was it was Italian for burn your house down.
Yes, yeah. And you're never sure whether you get one if you.
I can see something that says testers wanted.
Okay, so you can see it then.
Yeah.
This is the new. Now I'm a big fan of these actually. I haven't tried this one, but I'm a fan of the range. This is the new UL Caliburn A2. Oh,
they're really popular with everybody.
Yeah, they're just really good coils, really good pods, really good coils. I now have 2 of these in the car and 4 pods, just so I can mess about with them. But they're just so good that I can happily use them all day.
That's the one I was after, the Sunbox Skynet. You ever remember one of them? They had a Pravari.
I honestly hated them from the beginning.
You screwed a Pravari mod into
it.
Yeah. I always wanted a Pravari.
Yeah.
Me too. I still have a Pravari. If someone had one, I'd buy it.
Yeah, it'd still be perfect for you.
Yeah, it would work for me, but damn good. I remember I bought a Danny Extreme. I love that fucking tube.
I think this will be just as good as the others. Yeah, so if you want a pod for the car or whatever, check these out.
And this one's got a screen. Have they had a screen for a while?
Is it a screen or is it a juice window?
Mm.
We are going back. They're going to get slightly bigger until we do end up with.
That's a screen. That's a screen, isn't it?
I think it might be a juice window.
Juice window.
Yeah, looks like a window.
It's a good name for a band, that. Write it down.
Juice window.
Juice window!
So that's that. That'll be all right. Mark Todd is furiously testing his CO. And he can confirm in this post that it does fit the budget billet box from Aspire. The box. So that must be coming to fruition very soon. And people like me that don't want a billet box for financial reasons could possibly get a CO and stick it in one of those. That's not how it really looks, by the way. There's a door on that. Usually.
I quite like that.
Yes, that's Mark Todd's new atomizer.
I don't like the logo though.
Well, he's partially sighted, isn't he?
Yeah, it's kind of like he can't see properly now. He's that old.
But it'll be a fine vape, and it fits in the very affordable Aspire box.
Like that.
Yeah. This one is new from Digiflavor. SG, mouth to lung. The SG MTL RTA. With a siren style deck.
Just on that point of the Digiflavor, didn't Rip Tripper used to do a lot of stuff with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he do the Pharaoh tank or whatever it was?
Everything's got quite gnarly recently.
Yes, gnarly. This will be all right again. This will probably be all right.
Uber Toots coming back out in style.
Yeah, this will be fine. It's the siren style deck is what's commonly known now as every fucking deck. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to take some sort of credit for a completely standard deck that everyone uses anyway.
What does a siren style deck look like?
It's literally where you just have an S-shaped coil. One lead goes one way, one lead goes the other. Air hole underneath the coil.
You mean just basically like every other atomizer?
Like a K-Fun from 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that being said, it will probably be a pretty nice vape. I would say. So that's new. Isn't it? It's nice that occasionally an affordable mouth-to-lung hits the market.
It's a stock coil. It's not an RTA.
Huh?
Devil Vapor says the SG is an NTL coil.
Ooh, so it might be a Nautilus competitor.
Yeah, it could be. Why are they still using those fucking?
But how
tips?
can it have a styron-style deck if it takes? Perhaps it does both.
Perhaps there's a.
That's why there's an extra base there.
Ah.
In the picture.
Yes, I think you're correct.
We don't know. We're not proper vapors. We were talking about Pioneer for You last week, and because they came up in the quiz, and we were saying what happened to those guys. I had a little look. They're on it, like a carp on it. They've got 2 mods coming out imminently, with the brand new Yeehee boards in, which has always been their thing. They've got the IPV V200 coming out, dual 21700.
Okay.
With the new SX531 from Yeehee. Can you see it?
I could. It was blue and it's gone.
Yes.
It's got jeans on.
Got it.
Yes, a bit of denim.
It's
Double denim.
Double
Could be called
denim.
the Blythe.
Should be the
But yeah, I
Blythe.
was thinking James Blythe will need one of these.
Yeah. He probably helped design that. I reckon.
These might be alright, you know.
Looks all right. What's great about the Yeehee board anyway nowadays?
Well, it's basically then they caught up, didn't they? Caught up back in the day, didn't they?
They had a
Well,
few.
yeah, the 350. The 350 was the greatest chip ever made.
Yeah,
And
they went.
made
I think they went a bit downhill, but they're back now apparently.
Yeah, because they went it was all bollocks with joysticks and stuff, and nobody really liked it. It was kind of like, and the mods were just looked like.
I think where they lost their minds.
I don't mind that though.
I think if they'd have undercut, I think they could have halved the price and sold like 50 times the amount they did.
They should have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I don't know because was that part of the allure? You know, if it had just been an affordable board, would people have gravitated towards it anyway?
Well, no, because they started on affordable boards, which is what gave them the push that they had, and then
They started on the first one was the SX330, which was inside what was the very box-like mod with a proper button on the side?
Sigelli 300, wasn't it?
Oh, it wasn't. Was it Sigelli?
Sigelli had
Sigelli and Pioneer for You were inexplicably linked at one point, weren't they?
No, it was Well, I mean, 2015, and there was
Sigelli was there. Sigelli,
yeah,
dual
18650.
Yeah, I had one. You could knock a fucking wolf out with it.
Yeah.
Bang.
Sigelli 100 watt and Sigelli 200 watt.
Yeah, they were Yeehee boards, weren't they? Yeehee!
No, 150 watt. Sorry. Back when people didn't lie about wattage.
Yeah.
So I think that looks alright in terms of. Don't forget, it's a dual 21700, so it's not going to be glamorous and neat and tidy anyway. I'm sure there's a non-denim one available. I think it'll probably be alright. Voopoo got the big tease going on. It's one day until the new drag is announced. The 12th of August.
Brad is in chat.
Ha, Brad. Hi, Brad. So the new Voopoo drag comes out tomorrow, or the press side of it.
It was the IPv3, yeah, I think. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, that was cheap. That was cheaper than the fucking board is.
Yeehee went down when they started messing around with auto squonking.
Yes, that was a bollocks, utter bollocks. They lost the plot. They should have just stuck to making chips. And they would have made a killing because modders were always after them. And the 350 and the 350 V2 were brilliant. And then everything else was shit.
Yeah. They did get it working, the auto squonking, but no one cared.
It was because it wasn't in. It just wasn't in fashion.
It wasn't required.
No.
So there's a new Jag tomorrow. I'm sure some people will be all over that like shit in a field.
This like shit in a field. Which is just making up fucking sayings.
No, it's
right.
everywhere. You know, people used to say like.
You meant flies on shit, but you'd already said shit, and so you got stuck, and so then you said shit.
No, like
in
do
a
you remember
field.
like Davina McCall when she was always on telly?
Mm-hmm.
People used to say she's like shit in a field everywhere.
You're such a dick.
Shit in a field. You've never heard that?
It's not real. That's right.
And then you used to say, oh, I saw John in Woolworths, and then you go, I saw him in Our Price. He's like shit in a field. He's everywhere. No, okay. This is the other one. This is the other one from Pioneer for You.
It's called the other one.
The U710. And that's because it has the new Yeehee SX 710 ball inside. And fans of the show will see immediately it's a Pico-style device.
Oh, I've seen it. That's actually an improvement, and they haven't done that. See, they've got they've got the IPV brand back.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the IPV U710.
I don't mind that, and the knurling on that battery cap is copeable because one of the fucking things, if you've got fucking fat hands, was getting the cap off the what that's modelled after. Words.
Oh yeah, the Pico cap.
The Pico.
When it got slicky.
So when the Pico came out, whoa! It was like shit on a field. Everyone had one, didn't they?
Yeah, they were everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's not shit on a field.
Sorry, shit in a field.
Yeah, that's a well. Everyone in chat will back me up on that. That's a very well-known expression.
I'm not sold on these.
It's like pear cider made from 100% pears.
Yeah.
I want a Hannah now.
Hey, you can go far worse. Although your finger got sore from the switch on a Hannah.
It's not the biggest problem in the world, is it?
No, just wear
What,
gloves.
you want a Hannah? Don't get fucking Hannah. There's so many. We wouldn't even be able to tell what a clone was.
Do you know what? I think that could be the next. That could be the next big thing in vaping. You know,
What, go backwards?
retro vaping. People using old gear on purpose.
I've been doing that for fucking years.
I've
No,
been
but
using old
not
gear
deliberately
on
in like a hipster way.
Oh right, okay.
Well, when my
Like
No.
John's going to be rocking his Praveri.
Yeah.
Craig's going to be on all over the Hannah DNA 20.
But that is in a hipster way, isn't it? Because you are doing it on purpose.
No, Craig's not doing it on purpose. He can't be arsed.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's true. In the same.
Yeah, I can't be honest.
Anyway, I think that looks alright. The one thing I will say is other mods that have had this style of screen, it's got very annoying with the smoked perspex seeing the screen in the daylight and things like that. So I'd wait for a review maybe, but it's a thing. I keep forgetting to talk about this. This is the Lost Vape Ursa Mini. Now this is modelled after the Gruss that they did, which is a huge thing.
The fact Craig's just going through a box.
Yeah, it's great.
Hold on.
He's actually off camera. It's cool.
You keep doing the zoom in. I'm gonna have a look in my box.
Yeah, I'm going to look in my box. I'm looking for old box.
Oh, I can see that.
Don't be fooled by this photograph. This Ursa Mini is very, very small, and as ugly as the Gruss was, and this is an identical replica, it's much more shrunk down and actually is not bad looking. The coil's very good as well. It vapes very
funny,
nice.
isn't it?
I quite
'Cause the
like
red-
it. It's in my car.
The
I like
anodized red is fine, and the other two are fucking horrific.
Yeah, mine's just normal. Mine's just black and stainless.
Yeah, I could cope with that.
I like Lost Vape stuff.
Yeah,
I do like Lost
and this because it's a really ugly design, but shrunk down, it's quite natty. And so I'll have that on the show next week. I'll show it. It vapes very, very well actually. I'm quite like it.
I'll be vaping on. No, that's what I'll be vaping.
I have no idea what's going on with this.
Do I get an
Ultrona.
extra point I'm going to ask? Do I get an extra point if either of you can't name what one of these is?
Is it a Carlos
No,
Creations thing? No,
it's
John,
not-
it's a
not-
rose. It's a rose.
It is a rose.
Black rose.
Black
No,
rose.
damn it.
Yeah, you were thinking of a zero, but it's.
But, I mean, look at the size of the thing still. It's still smaller
It's
than
an
nearly a...
insanely beautiful mod, and it always will be.
Yeah.
I was there when you bought. I was there. I don't know.
No, you weren't.
I was there.
Craig Hamer dropped this off round at my office
I,
because he said, "Do you want to buy?"
no, you had it when we had our trip. Do you remember we went on a
we had
vape trip?
Yeah, but you had like
No,
a.
I didn't
Didn't you
buy
have
this
like a
one.
pistachio-coloured one that you bought
Yeah, in Vapefest, yeah.
at Vapefest?
Yeah, it had a white frame.
There you go.
Oh, that's the elemental light
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah.
with the white frame. Yeah, the elemental.
Yeah, but-
I've still got that. I've got three.
Yeah,
I've
but
got
when we had
three
it
elemental.
Omi's day out, you had that with an Ubuntu on top.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. How classy is
We
that?
should just do that anyway. That was just good. That was a very enjoyable night out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should do that.
That's how often I go out. That's probably about about 3 times ago
Now,
that I went out.
can you see this on your screen, Ultrona?
Not yet.
Ultrona, we always show because they basically just like do a mod and then stabilize it. I don't know what they're doing here with this.
Wow.
That is, it's basically the size of a pack of cards from what I can gather, just a bit wider.
Yeah.
Well, quite nice, Ultra.
I just think for them, it's really random then.
It's very easy jet, isn't it? If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I like that.
Obviously, it depends how it vapes and stuff.
You'd like an easy jet rub with that.
The only bit I don't like is the fact it's got completely fucking different fonts on either side of the mod.
and it won't be the most comfortable fire button.
Yeah.
You'll be thumbing it.
I think position of 5 buttons is kind of overrated.
Passe.
You just deal with it, don't you? It's kind of...
Yeah, I know what you mean. The next one is from Umi, who go quiet for long periods of time, but then bring out something with the Wasp name on it, so everyone remembers the good old days. They're bringing out this. This is just a teaser for the Wasp King Rda.
Wasp King.
Could have called it a Hornet then, couldn't they?
Now,
King of the Wasps.
just hold back your massive excitement, because further down in the text it goes on to say, unique double mesh coil design. Which means it's going to be two mesh things like that. It's going to be really shit. Because mesh RDAs are shit. So that's
are they generally crap then? Has everybody come to the conclusion that they
just
were crap?
unvapeable bollocks. Some people pretend they like them. They're amazing in sub-tanks, but they, for some fucking reason, they just in rebuildable form don't work.
No, because you can't get the airflow right.
Yeah,
I know, there's
because you need
so
it
many.
needs to go like that, because
There's
everything
so
has to
many
get
problems.
off there fast.
There's so many issues, and not only that, there's so much cotton. And what cotton does, as we all know, after time of using it, just goes, and then you've hot spots and
Oh my
it's
god,
just-
the hotspots on these things.
it's just not worth it. It just doesn't work at all.
So, John, speaking of old atties then with mesh, you still got your next gen?
Yeah, and the next gen mini. Yeah,
You still need it?
I should rebuild them. Yeah, I should do.
You
it.
should, because I mean that next gen is still one of the best atties ever made.
I'm having a
Yeah, well, I was just
tomorrow.
talking to. Well, I was speaking to Gus. I just asked Gus in chat if he still got. I gave him the SAT 22 back in the day, and he still hadn't. He said, "Yeah." And I mean, the SAT 22, like a SAT 22 on top of a Zen, is Art Deco done, like in mod form. That is everything that you need. It is the most Art Deco thing you can do. You build it about 0.9 or 10, and you're done. That's it. You'll never fuck up ever. And same with the next gen. I had the same coil in the next gen and mesh for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Without any failure at all. I took it on my honeymoon. I didn't have any problem with it at all.
Yeah. Just, I think if anybody's on it, I think what you should do if you're doing this retro thing, you should have something which is something to keep your eyes open and try and get old bits of gear. Because if there are people that are watching that haven't tried really old things, like the SAT 22 and the next gen.
But the drawer of the SAT 22 is one of the drawers that people still aim for now.
Yeah.
It's that.
The Origin, when I gave Richard my Origin as well. It's like when you got those old atties wicked and wide up right.
Oh, that would have worked as well, actually. The Origin or the Origin, the original.
Yeah.
Would have been on top of it again. Is that Art Deco-y? Just it works. It's functional. Yeah, just steps, just works.
Yeah, beautiful atty.
Yours, absolutely. That's pretty much everything. Any just Adnick news, John? What happened to that juice that was meant to be coming?
Cactus. It's on the way. It's kind of in the ether at the moment. It's probably in the air above us right now. As soon as it comes, as soon as I get the ETA, I'll give everybody else the ETA. That's been a nightmare. I will say Pissed, which is a cactus flavour from they don't make anymore, which we still have some stock of, is on eternal offer on just Edinburgh. .org.uk. I'm just going to double check that it is. Yeah, if you haven't tried that, do, because I think it's half price. If it's not, I'll half it now, because I'm that kind of guy. We were going to talk about Vapefest, weren't we?
Yeah, it's kind
Yes,
of
go on then. Go on then.
Day.
So basically, for those that don't know, this is the time of year when Vapefest happens usually, or used to.
First weekend of August.
There wasn't one in 2020 because everyone involved kind of capitulated.
And that was 2019.
Was it 2019?
2019 is through shit.
2019, and so it fell to bits. There was rumours there were going to be one in 2020. No, they weren't.
No, yeah, they were. They were thinking. No, yeah, there was some idea.
Well, what about COVID?
Yeah, I don't know.
When the 2019 one car bombed, we did ours, didn't we?
Yes, that was when we pulled ours out.
And then 2020 COVID, 2021 COVID, and I don't think there'll ever be one again anyway. But it was the event, wasn't it? It was the Royal Ascot of vaping.
It was
It was the FA Cup final of vaping.
It was the social of the year, wasn't it?
Yes.
It was always
the social
sunny.
The social side is what did it, because it was, the big vape conventions. Yeah, all right. That's if you wanted to go along and get your gear. If you were going along with a reasonable budget and you wanted to get some stuff, you could go to vape convention. But Vapefest was kind of, if you wanted to go along with, if you went along with the same money to Vapefest, you might get half an Hellfire mod. if you got in the queue early, if you got in the queue early enough. But it was, I think the last time I went, I spent just under $3,000. I think the last time I went.
Which should have been 2019. And the other thing I got,
also, I think it really helped where it was.
Yeah.
Not that fucking field.
Shrewsbury
was a beautiful place to go out.
Shrewsbury's great.
Just a lovely, yeah, exactly. It was like, I remember trying to convince my darling wife to come to Vapefest, and she was like, it'd be shit. Like, because it's understandable. Earlier in the year, she'd seen somebody break my ribs at a previous vape convention and was like, no, it wasn't money. He broke Mark Todd.
Oh no, that's right. Yeah, he broke Mark.
Another dude. I got mine broke first, then Mark, exactly the same way. And she was like, yeah, can't wait for this. Anyway, and I said, I promise, Shrewsbury is ridiculous. It's this little town, and it's like a theme park of a British town. And there's pubs every fucking where. It makes no sense. And there's decent food, and there's a river running through it. It's really fucking weird. And convinced her, and it was amazing.
So you always had the weather, you always had the town, and it was our people, wasn't it? Really, it was our gang, it was our group of people. I
did the raffle 3 years in a row. I kind of missed I did the one last meet. I kind of the only time I do anything like that every year.
How many times was it in that field? 4 times.
No,
5.
5.
No, 2015, 16, 17, 18.
16, 17, 18, 19. No. 16,
14,
17, 18 then.
16, 17.
So because I did the
5.
raffle 15, 16. So I did the raffles 16, 17, 18, and I was at 50. So I've been. So
it was in that field 5 times.
Yeah.
So I didn't.
No, you went in either 13 or 14, didn't you, John?
Yeah, first time 14.
Yeah. That was when it was in a pub.
Yeah.
15. No, 12. 12 was in a pub.
Yeah. So I didn't go 13.
I met John at 15. I met John for the first time at 15.
I didn't go 13. 14, I went, did a few laps, didn't speak to a single person, and then left. So I was there for like 2.5 hours. And then 4.
Well, that is also the experience that I totally understand. You know, when people have had a shit time, and they've told me, I completely get it, because
it wasn't shit. It's just didn't know anyone. Didn't really want to.
When I went to
get
that
into
pub
it
thing, I just wandered around, and I remember seeing. Like, now I know Scott. I remember seeing Scott, and the first, because I didn't realise. Obviously, watching Scott on a screen, I just thought he was little, not little, like normal height. And then Scott was wandering around. There was this 6 foot. Was he 6'7"? Stupid.
Very tall.
And it was like, I would quite like to go up and say thanks, because Scott Bonner stopped me smoking, and did I bollocks? And now I know him. I know he was absolutely as terrified as every other bastard there. He was so scared. Stood there. He did the raffle. Scott did at the one I was at, and I can't even imagine him doing that now. I can't imagine him doing anything like that. It's the maddest thing ever. Scott, here you go, here's a mic. Like, why the fuck would you do it?
Well, you came run. I remember when you did the first time when you did the raffle.
Yeah.
You came sprinting out afterwards, like high as a kite.
I had to jump off the front of the stage because there was about 30 people wanted to deck me, and so I thought the best way of doing this is to not sneak off. That's stupid. So I just put the mic in the stand and jumped off the front of the stage and just walked through everybody, and then got Richard behind me, said it was the end of the raffle. So by the time they knew it was the end of the raffle, I'd already gone. And then I went and had a nap put my feet up and had a nap.
Yeah, and Ashley took a photo with his arse in your face. Yeah, that was the one.
I think nearly every year I fucked off after the raffle and had a nap, and then carried on the rest of the night. Right, second win. Let's get wankers.
I think
2017 was when you recruited me.
Yes. Yeah.
That was the same one when.
That was a brilliant one, though.
Paolo from Franken. Paolo
what were you
from
going to say?
Asked me for directions.
You were going to say you were the best. What was that?
No, that was my favourite one in terms of just weather and how busy it was and all the cool stuff that was there.
Yeah, didn't it rain? I think it rained 2018 on the Sunday, and it just went
Sunday,
shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we were in the SV tent, got soaked, and we all had to hide.
Yeah, I wonder what other people are writing about chat. Nick Smith, Vapefest was about people. Great gear on sale, but it was about people. Yeah, it's totally true. Richard Jack, I knew most of the people at the Ideal Vape. We were really chuffed with our own. I mean, it surpassed everything we thought we were going to do on the day. We didn't know anyone was going to turn up. The barman, when we did our the Ideal Vape meet to try and get the social back in 2019, the barman was putting up chairs on the table, and we were going, no, people will turn up, and he was going, totally understandably going, all right, yeah, there's a couple of tables over there, like don't worry about it, there's 3 tables over there, you're going to have the time of your life. And it was really weird. I can't remember, it might have been you, Rich. It was either you or James, Richard, who said, have you seen the garden? Because I was like, oh, fuck, I don't think anyone's going to turn up. And then looked in the garden, and the garden was just fucking packed with vapors. Yeah. So, shit. They came.
Yeah.
It was a very field of dreams.
Worked out great, but we were going for the same vibe, really. More about the people.
Yeah, I think we did it. Keith Morgan's there. iOS meet was brilliant. Chris says, I want to see. Well, we're going to, if you stick with us, we're going to do our best. It's going to be 2022, and we're going to do our best to bring it back. 2022 is going to be really weird in vaping.
We'll sort of have to just take a temperature of the situation, won't we? Because it'll probably, if everything's going really good, then we'll try and do what we did last time in a more suitable location, because it was a long way to the night out from the place.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll try and do stalls and stuff. But if
do it in Shrewsbury.
If it continues to shrink, we'll just do a meet where there's nothing there except us.
Shrewsbury is not any good. I know it seems really good, but it is not any good at all.
Yeah, but I mean, all you got to do is kind of say to people, right, if you want to sell stuff, you bring along a suitcase and you just go outside the Premier Inn. And then
but I liked that it's proper, and we had it proper, and the people, the vendors. The funny thing was,
it was an event, wasn't it? It wasn't just a meet.
And the vendors who didn't come were gutted when they heard the turnovers of the people who did when we were in that little pub in Kingsley. It really was. Yeah, it was worth it. It was no problem at all. And these fucking awesome people in the chat now, and the people who were there on the day, we gave $2,000 to charity, cash, and we gave 2,500. We gave $2,000 to one charity, and we gave 500 quid to Mind for the footballer who played for the pub team and has committed suicide. That's madness. It was 120 people, and they gave us $2,500.
And the raffle was mint as well, because everyone was a winner.
Yeah, it was
virtually everyone was winning.
Yeah, it was
I kept on winning and giving away things. It's like that.
Yeah, I just thought it was. I think the iOS meet was fantastic.
It was really good.
Well, David's just said it was his first. There was a lot of people. It was their first meet, and it was a heck of a way of being your first go. Was to do that. because it was a mix of everything we've learned from being at shit ones.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of,
It got really
the
lucky,
other
but
thing
it worked
is-
out great.
We need to make sure there's food next time.
Yeah.
That went badly wrong because he thought 5 people were going to be there, so he sent the chef home, which we weren't expecting at all.
but it's a shame that Vapefest died. You know, I do.
I'd love to put it back, Craig. I had a huge argument with anybody. If you are, you're not in chat, but if you're watching and you happen to have been on the committee, it went really badly wrong, and I had an argument with them all. And I was actually spoke to Bonner afterwards, and he said, "I totally understand why you lost your temper." Because it's really easy to get lost in bullshit in social media and vaping stuff, where you think you're something, just leave it. It don't matter. Just you were putting together this really great show, and they were making a decent amount of money from it, and egos got all confused in it. Like, it was so silly.
Yeah,
I think.
And me and Scott stepped in to try and help, and it just could not control what had just become absolutely out of control. It was really silly.
I think the first thing we need to see is an expo, and just see if everyone still comes. And
has anybody been advertising any ones that are happening in the future? Or
No.
anything?
No, I'd quite like to see Expo the return. I really would.
There was rumours of November, but it's gone really quiet.
No, and I mean, personally, the November one's always been shit for the social side because wandering around Birmingham when it's piss wet, cold is just not one of the greatest things in the world.
Yeah, it's a bit of a trek to Birmingham as well.
I think there's a deep suspicion about what's going to happen, e.g., COVID, like between September because
because there's a really strong chance for a lockdown again in November.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I think that's the problem. So I think it's going to be 2022, and then we need to. If it does come back, I'd really love to see, especially if we put a thing out there and say, "Do you want to do this?" Your response is going to be what makes it or breaks it. If you come along, with our idea and play, then it'll happen. And if you don't, it won't.
I wonder whether you might be able to piggyback off the back of something like Vape Expo anyway. If whether it's the case, because they won't know what the market's going to be like for all of these, for suppliers and people coming back, because a lot of the people were coming from China as well, and obviously all the travel restrictions are going to be up in the air. So even if we're sorted, they may well not be. So,
no, that's true, but that won't matter. That doesn't make so much difference to us, does it? Obviously, we don't care.
Yeah.
But I think America is currently in Delta variant nightmares. Well, they had 250,000 yesterday.
Yeah, but they're not. It's not stopping them doing anything.
That's because they're dumb as shit.
You've still got 10,000 people at a boxing match or so. Well,
have you seen?
They're just cracking on.
Have you seen how fucked it is though? I mean, it's so.
I know,
fucked.
but they're still cracking on. They've gone full Brazil.
It's madness, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they really are.
We've run out of time. That has been the new Ohm Show. Thanks to Craig for stepping in.
It was so lovely to have you.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I think you bring us back down to remembering all the good old days, I think.
Yeah, it was kind of, how many years ago was it then? It's 5 years, was it? 2017, we saw you in a field.
The original Ideal Ohm Show, episode 1, was 5 years ago.
Is it really? Feels longer.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks before.
Feels way longer.
Was it 2 weeks before Vapefest? We did the first.
No, it was November. First ever one. November 3rd or something like that.
Oh yeah, the first Vapefest one was the outside broadcast, wasn't it?
That was so funny.
That's just.
And we
if anybody in chat has not seen it, go and look on the Ideal Ohm Show channel for. It would have been around episode 40, I think.
I remember. Like, this is actually. Sorry, I didn't realize the mic was still in the shop. But I was speaking to somebody recently about something totally different than this. We're trying to put together a live show and so on. And they said, "What camera do you use?" And I said, honestly, forget the visual, right? If they can see you, you're fine. Like, don't worry about it. If you jump in and out, if you can just see your face and stuff, you're fine. And they went, right. And I went, get a mic. You need a mic. Right? Forget every other piece of bullshit. You need a mic. Like that at the beginning, I cannot even believe anybody sat through the first thing we ever put out. It was so shit. Everyone's mics was so shit. Like mine was, I had a headset, and I remember somebody going, fuck this. It was like listening to a fucking taxi operator. I'm on my third mic now. It's 5 years and 3 mics later. I'm giving away my first mic to somebody else who's putting together a podcast.
I had the worst internet connection ever as well.
Oh, and then I picked it up. Then I moved and had a shit one and went 4G for like a year.
Yeah.
And for more technical bollocks, come back next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks, Craig.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, send Devil Vape the link.
Oh yeah, he's gone now. I think he's gone. He only comes for Master Vapor.
No, send him the link anyway. Trot.
Bye.